WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Tommy Lopez. We start in Lee County, where the debate over a potential new jail continues. Sheriff Jim Johnson says in a statement tonight he thinks the city of Tupelo is fighting against efforts to build a new jail in the county. Johnson says he thinks city leaders are opposed to a bill that passed in the Mississippi House. That bill would let the county build a new jail anywhere it wants to, instead of staying within the 1 mile from the courthouse guidelines as the law states. A city spokesperson with Tupelo tells WCBI the city is not going to have a response tonight. The current jail opened in 1995. It's been at capacity ever since. And Johnson offered a scenario that involves the bill not passing. He pointed out that if the county wasn't in a contract with the city, it wouldn't have to house the city's inmates, and it could build a jail anywhere it'd like to. And there is a chance tonight for people in the community to talk to the Tupelo Police Department. There was a public forum at the department's new headquarters tonight. People submitted questions, and the police chief, mayor, or another staff member was able to answer them. It's part of an effort from the city and its leaders to create a better dialogue between people and the police, particularly after last summer's officer-involved shooting death.
Basically what I highlighted is that we needed to be more open with the community, more transparent with the community, and just being able to have an open dialogue.
Mayor Jason Shelton.
Someone asked about the number of complaints the department has received. Records show there have been 20 complaints in the last 3 years. Governor Phil Bryant has appointed a new corrections commissioner in Mississippi. Felicia Hall has served as an interim commissioner of the Mississippi Department of Corrections since late January. Bryant announced her permanent appointment today. Hall has served as lead counsel for the Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics and has 15 years of legal experience. That's both in the government and in private sectors. She replaces Marshall Fisher, who was appointed commissioner of the Department of Public Safety. MDOC has 2,200 employees, runs more than 35 facilities, including 3 state prisons, 3 private prisons, 15 regional facilities, and 10 community work centers. Regional jails are hoping for some changes under the new commissioner. Chickasaw County Sheriff James Myers tells us today his jail lost almost $1 million when MDOC drastically reduced the number of state inmates that are housed there. Before the cuts, Myers says the jail had 340 state inmates, with the state paying almost $30 a day. He's hoping this new commissioner will compromise with regional jails and allow them to house more state inmates.
We have to have that money here. The jail, we hope it will be self-supporting, and we don't want to put any more burden on the taxpayers. But we opened this jail in good faith with the state of Mississippi. And all we're asking them is that, we were at 340 inmates, and we can house them cheaper than they can, and we're just asking for them in good faith. Let us get our numbers back up.
Myers says the facility currently houses 285 inmates there in Chickasaw County. Time to look at our weather tonight. Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson joins us. Keith, we're looking at that rain tomorrow.
We do have that rain in the forecast for your Tuesday. Right now, though, we are warm. We are breezy, 68 in Columbus. Check out the wind speed, sustained at 21, gusting higher than that across our viewing area. For you in Tupelo, it's 68, 66 in Starkville, 67 in Winona. A big-time boomer is out to the northwest right now. A tornado watch in Arkansas. A line of strong to severe storms is coming our way. The question is, will it sustain itself as we get into tomorrow? Now, there is a chance for some severe weather in our region. We start out with a chance for a few showers, 66 at 8 o'clock, a pretty good chance for storms by noon. Those storms will exit by mid-afternoon. We'll spell out those severe weather chances and take a look at the 7-day in just a few minutes.
Keith, thank you. There's new developments tonight in the race for mayor in Columbus. Earlier today, the Columbus Republican Municipal Executive Committee declined to certify Garthea Halbert. They say it's because she didn't meet the residency requirements. Halbert was the only Republican to qualify in that race. However, late tonight, Halbert informed us that she plans to challenge the committee's ruling there. If she loses that challenge, it's going to leave 3 Democratic candidates and an independent in that race. There's movement today towards a clear definition for domestic abuse in Mississippi divorce cases. Lawmakers say today's actions will help victims. A Senate bill passed the House unanimously today. Its original purpose is to clarify placement options for abused and neglected children. An amendment to that bill clarifies what evidence judges can look at in divorce cases for what would be considered physical abuse and non-physical abuse. It also says victims can testify as witnesses. The bill now is going to go back to the Senate. Republican Representative Andy Gibson proposed this change. He faced criticism last week after killing a bill that would have directly added domestic violence as grounds for divorce. The state auditor is suing Alabama Governor Robert Bentley. Jim Ziegler filed the suit in Montgomery County. This was on Sunday. It claims Bentley's appointment of Luther Strange to the U.S. Senate seat, which was previously Jeff Sessions, now the U.S. Attorney General, that it broke state laws that require an earlier special election. Strange stopped an impeachment investigation against the governor before Bentley appointed him to the seat. That drew some criticism. Bentley is arguing the appointment is legal and that he hasn't commented as of now on that. Ziegler has filed several unsuccessful lawsuits against Bentley. Steel Dynamics is getting a new neighbor and business associate in Lowndes County. Lowndes County supervisors got the update today. They learned a business named Project Garage wants to begin construction. It's on a 50 to 60,000 square foot facility. It's a big investment there of at least $7.5 million. Joe Max Higgins there, he's the CEO of the Golden Triangle Development Link. He says this means new jobs and new infrastructure. New at 10 tonight, some Mississippi State students were hitting the mats instead of hitting the books tonight. Area law enforcement members and martial arts experts, they led a hands-on seminar there. It's in self-defense. Students learned some tactics there to break free from attackers, to fight back, and to escape in situations. They also learned how to use self-defense devices like pepper spray.
There's a lot of people that come in not necessarily being naive, but just unaware of the possibilities that can happen when they're out and about on their own. You know, mom and dad isn't here with them, so they have to learn to defend themselves. And it's something a lot of people kind of take for granted. You know, a lot of people don't pay attention to these things, so it's very much needed. I'm very happy to be a part of it.
We just felt that with spring break coming up next week, a lot of college students go out of town. It's important for them to know how to defend themselves, how to recognize a dangerous situation, and how to get out of a dangerous situation if they find themselves in it.
Along with the Starkville Police and Fire Departments, downtown Martial Arts Academy, No Limit Jiu-Jitsu, as well as a personal security firm. Trust the Training. They were all instructors during tonight's seminar.
Some storms out toward west. There's actually tornado watch for parts of Arkansas until 5 o'clock in the morning. Those storms are coming our way. We'll let you know when they'll get here after the break.
Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Well, check out this, a great sunset this evening in Tupelo after a bit of a gloomy day, warm and breezy, but we have broken up some of those clouds this evening. Hopefully you have been out there making the most of it. Now, speaking of Tupelo, let's check out our planning for tomorrow. 66, a few showers at 8 o'clock. By noon, a front should move on through. We're looking at a pretty good chance for showers and storms. And then, in the wake of those storms, by 3 o'clock, I think we'll start to see some blue sky somewhere here in North Mississippi. Temperatures generally in the 60s for you. However, there will be some 70s in the region as some of you will be out ahead of that front that's coming our way a little bit longer. Between about 9 and 4 o'clock, that's our window of opportunity for storms tomorrow. Wind and hail, the primary threats here. Can't rule out a spin-up tornado in this environment, but remember last Wednesday, we basically had wind and some hail, no tornadoes in our region. A similar situation for tomorrow. A lot of the upper level wind will be zipping away and the most unstable air just off to our southwest. We can't really get them to mesh up here in our viewing area tomorrow, but we'll just see what plays out. There's definitely a very strong line of storms to our northwest and a couple of rogue storms out ahead of it near Fayetteville, Arkansas, producing some rotating storms this evening. And all day long, these storms have produced a lot of severe weather, about 200 reports of severe weather all the way from Oklahoma to Minnesota and Wisconsin today, and numerous tornadoes reported as well. So in our immediate area, we are dry, but there could be a few passing showers later on tonight. No major concerns. So go to bed and just be elated, I guess, to know that there won't be any storms tonight while you're sleeping, so you don't have to worry about that. By early tomorrow morning, though, there's the front, and by mid-morning, 9 o'clock or so, it starts to approach and move on through our area. By noon, probably through Tupelo and just approaching the Golden Triangle area, and then all of that shifts to our southeast by 3 or 4 o'clock. And with that band, that's where we could see some of those stronger storms. So let's just wait and see what happens. Upper 60s right now in our viewing area. Very, very warm right now. Winds still from the south, sustained at 21, gusting over 30 in some locations. So it's going to be a breezy night. Mild tomorrow, 60s and 70s if you are out ahead of that front a little bit longer. Tommy, we're going to do some low 70s if the storms roll on in a little bit sooner in your location. It could be a little bit cooler with highs in the 60s, but a 100% chance of rain tomorrow. Let's go to that 7-day forecast, that mysterious 7-day forecast that's going to pop up here at some point here. Oh, maybe it won't.
But we're all going to see that tomorrow.
You know, we are going to see a good chance of showers and storms tomorrow. We'll show you that 70 at the end of the show.
Okay.
Sunny and around 70 on Wednesday, though, so a pretty good chance of storms tomorrow. Join Alex tomorrow at 4:30 on Sunrise for the latest.
Yeah. All right, Keith, thank you very much. And Keith was out and about this morning talking to some fourth graders at Louisville. The class there at Louisville Elementary. They're studying clouds, storms, and other weather wonders at school. Keith talked to them about severe weather, how it develops, what they should do to stay safe. And teachers, if you'd like to have our First Alert weather team in your classroom, you can go to our website, WCBI.com, for more information. High school teams, it's the last few weeks of the season, an entire season's worth of play coming down to these games. We'll take a look at some high school championship action coming up.
WCBI First Alert Weather School is brought to you by Emerson Animal Hospital in West Point.
To our Health Talk with Baptist segment. March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. Tonight, Baptist is talking about risk factors.
Hey, I'm Dr. Richard Hurd, part of the gastroenterology team at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. I want to talk to you about colon cancer. The colon is the last section of your intestines, also known as the large intestine. It helps you absorb the water and nutrients that you swallow. The colon commonly develops small growths in it called polyps, similar to the moles on your skin. When these polyps are allowed to grow without removing them, they can turn into colon cancer. Colon cancer is more common than you think, and everyone is at risk for it. The lifetime risk of developing colon cancer, according to the American Cancer Society, is 1 in 20. You may be at increased risk if you have a family history of colon cancer, especially a parent, sibling, or child. If any of these were diagnosed with cancer before age 60, your risk is even higher. An inactive lifestyle is also a risk factor, as is obesity. Smoking and alcohol abuse increase your risk. Living healthy and avoiding these risk factors can help decrease your chances of developing colon cancer. African Americans are at higher risk for colon cancer than other races, so much so that the American College of Gastroenterology recommends they begin screening early at age 45. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, when we will discuss how to prevent colon cancer.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@WCBI.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle.
Coming up, a wild day of semifinal action at the MHSAA basketball state tournament. We'll have all the area highlights next in sports.
WCBI sports coverage of Mississippi High School State Championships is brought to you by OCH Regional Medical Center. Advanced medicine, compassionate care.
The MHSA Basketball State Tournament continuing all throughout the week down in Jackson. Our semifinal game started today from the Big House. And let's show you how the fellas did. Madarius Hobson and Holka taking on defending state champs Ashland. And good start for the Wildcats. That's Jartavius Turner inside with the putback for two. Wildcats have the early lead. More from Holka. Watch Justin Long inside here. Just a step through, and then look at the left-handed finish right there. Scoop and score. Pretty nice. Ashland would try to take control, and the guy that would do it would be DeAnthony Tipler. You don't want to leave him open from the land of plenty. That one goes. Blue Devils led after one. Holka would continue to plug away, though. Here's Hobson. Turn around, spin move. The lost art of the mid-range J is found there from the elbow. Ashland was up big at the half and didn't look back. Kadarius Crump inside gets the basket plus the foul. Holka, great season, but Ashland moving on to the state title with a 91-64 win over Holka. What a finish here. Shannon and Raymond in the 4A semifinals. Early on for the Red Raiders, down three. This is Jakarian Dilworth, top of the key three. You bet, we're all tied. And then later on for the Red Raiders, it's Rance Champ, one of our favorite names that's coming up on the basketball court. That's another top of the key three. That's good. Those threes were falling in the quarterfinals, and they were happening in the semifinals against Raymond. Now, fourth quarter got wild. We'll get to that here in a moment. Here's C.J. Bremore to Champ for two more. Okay, let's fast forward to that fourth quarter. Under 11 seconds left. Shannon's down three. Brim gets the inbound, goes all the way to the rim, gets fouled, and finishes. So a three-point play opportunity that would tie it. But the free throw by Brim at the free throw line, it looks good, but just short. Raymond gets the rebound. Shannon would fall in a heartbreaker, 67-65. Great season for the Red Raiders, but the Raymond Rangers will go on and play for the state title. Another good one here in 4A, boys. Ripley facing Leake Central. First quarter, Tigers have the lead off the Iverson Smith miss. That's Dwayne Cox. That's one of your Mississippi High School All-Stars for this year with the finish, extending the early lead for Coach Kirk and the Tigers. Then Cox's three at the buzzer misses, but the tip in good for Chauncey Jackson. We would be tied at the half. Fourth quarter, Ripley down two. Here's Dwayne Cox, corner three. Tigers take the lead by one. Later, Cox once again. This kid was doing it all for Ripley. Along the baseline, gets that finish to go, but under 30 seconds left, Tigers are down five. Who else? Again, Dwayne Cox. Three is good. That would be a two-point game with just under 30 seconds, but the Tigers don't have enough. Leake Central would win at 53-47, so it will be Leake Central and Raymond for the 4A boys state championship. Let's run through quickly our 1A girls semifinal action from today. If you miss any of these highlights, the full game highlights online on our website now at WCBI.com. How about Pine Grove? The Lady Panthers cruised over Durand 50-35. They're up by as many as 20 in the second half. That corner three good there for Lauren Elliott. The Lady Panthers will play for the 1A state championship Thursday at 1 p.m. The Ripley girls, boy, that girl right there, Daisha Rogan, having a coming-out party at the state tournament in Jackson. We'll get to her here in a moment. Montera Crump gets that put back to go. Here comes Rogan again. She had some big shots in the first half and a couple big ones in the fourth quarter. The winning basket would come from Rogan, but Summer Kirkman's three-pointer in the fourth quarter gave Ripley the lead and really gave them some big momentum going into the end stages of that game. So Ripley wins 45-43. They were over by Halia as they advance the 4A girls state title game. Who would they face? Well, a team that they know pretty well. That's Lafayette. Lafayette and Ripley have already played twice this year, once in division, the other in the division tournament. Lafayette won both games. Lady Doors are going to try to make it three in a row over Ripley as they won over West Lauderdale 51-21. That state championship coming up Thursday at 6 p.m. Well, speaking of basketball, it's been chaotic here in the state of Mississippi, but it's always enjoyable. College hoops has been enjoyable as well. Today, the annual Gillum and Howell trophies were awarded down in Jackson, and the streaks continued. One streak on the women's side, Victoria Vivians wins her third straight Gillum trophy, so every year that she has been at Mississippi State, she's been named the best college basketball player in the Magnolia State. She's currently averaging 16 points per game in her junior season at Mississippi State, and also her teammate Morgan Williams was a finalist for the award. For the men, the Howell Trophy was awarded to Ole Miss senior Sebastian Saiz. The streak that continues, Ole Miss has had a player win the Howell Trophy 5 straight years, that dating back to Marshall Henderson, Jarvis Summers, and obviously Stephon Mooney. For more on the Howell and Gillum Trophy winners, go to our website. It's all there. We got plenty of great stuff on our website right now at WCBI.com. That's all for sports. Keith will get a last look at the forecast when we come back.
All right, here's our 7-day forecast. We promised you that 7-day, and here it is. A pretty good chance of storms tomorrow. Pretty nice weather Wednesday and Thursday, though, but there could be another system by Saturday evening that could give us some additional strong storms. So there you have it. Umbrellas needed tomorrow.
Yeah, and highs in the 70s this week.
Yeah, mild stuff. Yeah.
Keith, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.